are from group of ENG 405 and which is literature in Renaissance period, and we're doing our video that we shoot about a story of Hamlet, a tragedy of the prince in Denmark. So we hope that all of you will enjoy our show. Thank you.
Thank you.
Break up. Look, wait, come again. Who's there? Oh, who is that? It's King Red.
Though yet of Hamlet our dearest brother's death, the memory be green and it be befitted to bear our hearts in grief and a whole kingdom to be contracted in one brow of woe, yet so far his discretion forced with nurture, that we with wiser sorrow think on him together with remembrance of ourselves. Therefore, our sometime sister, now our queen, the emperor jointress to this warlike state, have we asked her with a defeated joy?
Hamlet, I pray thee, stay with us. Go not to Westernburg.
I shall in all my best obey you, madam. So, gentlemen, with all my love I do commend me to you, and what so poor a man as Hamlet is may do, to express his love and friending to you, God willing. Shall not lack. Let us go in together, and steal your finger on your lips. I pray, the time is out of joint. O cursed bite, that ever I was born to set it right.
King Claudius observed Hamlet's madness. He calls Rosencrantz and Guildenstern to spy on Hamlet, and Polonius is asked too. They assume the madness of Hamlet is because of the affection for Ophelia. Hamlet is with his soliloquy to be or not to be, while thinking his sword is interrupted when seeing Ophelia. Ophelia offering the gift back, and Hamlet denies, and saying to her, "Get thee to the nunnery."
Good, my lord, how does your honor for this many a day?
I humbly thank you. Well.
My lord, I have remembrance of yours that I have long to redeliver. I pray you now receive them.
No, not I. I never gave you aught.
A play within a play mousetrap, Hamlet orders the play to entertain the king by playing the scene of how the king Hamlet died by pouring the poison into the king's ear. This scene makes the king angry and react aggressively. After that, Hamlet takes the sword in order to kill King Claudius. When he finds out that the king is guilty after watching the video, he attempts to stab the king, but he doesn't, because the king is praying. So Hamlet doesn't want King Claudius goes to heaven. He decides not to kill him and goes to see his mother instead. Queen Gertrude is talking with Polonius in her room. Then Hamlet is coming to see her, so Polonius hides himself behind the curtain. Hamlet is urging to let his mother admit her guilt, and it causes her to shout for help. There Polonius is moving himself and make Hamlet sings. It is the king, so he stabs Polonius by his sword. Gertrude tells Claudius that Hamlet kills Polonius, and the king commands to send Hamlet to English with a letter of execution, and also order Rosencrantz and Guildenstern to accompany with Hamlet. Ophelia asked to meet the Queen Gertrude, and Claudius and the Queen are shocked by Ophelia's actions, that she sings about death and love, and they are informed that Lotus is back from his education to revenge for his father's death. While Lotus is aggressive to see the death of his father, Ophelia returns with the flowers. So Lotus is calm and convinced by the king for revenge toward Hamlet. Hamlet sends the letter to Horatio that he is taken care by the pirates, and sends the letter to Claudius that he will disrupt everything to the king. Claudius convinced Lotus that Hamlet murders his father and make the plan for Lotus to seek revenge. Poor Ophelia is truly mad because her father is killed by her lover, Hamlet. With loneliness that her lover is also sent far, her madness makes her drown herself in the water, so she dies.
At the graveyard, they pass Hamlet and Horatio and they have a talk with the grave diggers. Hamlet is offered to see the skull of Yorick, and Hamlet recognizes him. The corpse of Ophelia is brought to the grave, and Hamlet first hides himself and realizes that Ophelia is dead. He jumps into the grave, but later he grieves in the grave. At the play as duel between Laertes and Hamlet, it is the plan made by Claudius as an accidental murder Hamlet. He put the poison on the sword and also puts it in the drink. Yet Gertrude, she takes the drink instead and dies. Hamlet is cut by the sword of Laertes. When he saw his mother is being poisoned, he also cut Laertes and goes to Claudius, stabs and forces him to drink the poison. Eventually, every one of the royal blood died.